Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And to continue doing a review of Halloween animated shows, I'm going to do another one here for you. I just did one. My last review was with Regular Ann and Andy. It was the Pumpkin and Corn and Smile. This one I'm going to be doing unfortunately because my friend Christine Moore is also doing it. Uh, but it's I guess is also doing it as well. So I'll do my own spin on it, which is Halloween is Grinch Night, which originally premiered in 1977, and I barely even remember anything. I think it only aired like that one time, or maybe another time after that. But it hasn't aired like for like 40 years. And I think it's been aired on the Disney Channel, at least the video that I just saw on YouTube. So it is on YouTube, so you can check it out. Halloween is Grinch Night came out in 1977 on ABC. And of course, in conjunction with, of course, like 10 years earlier, or 11 years earlier, you had the classic The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So I guess to capitalize on that, Dr. Seuss or Theodore Geisel decided to make a Halloween story featuring the Grinch, since it's the most hated, most feared, and scary character that Dr. Seuss ever came up with. And this special is kind of maybe a little scary, but not overly scary. And it's kind of a real simplistic story to it, like a lot of the animated shows were, or animated specials were for Halloween. This one, this is really considered not Halloween but Grinch Night in Whoville, because of the town that, of course, the Grinch likes to terrorize, over the years. And of course, the Grinch, because Boris Karloff passed away, the Grinch was voiced by Hans Conried. Now, of course, those of you who don't know who he is, he was the voice of Peter Pan in the 1955 Disney version of Peter Pan from 22 years earlier. So now he took up the mantle, so to speak, and being the voice of the Grinch. This time there was like a wind that comes through Whoville, and of course every time when the wind comes through this direction, it means it's time for Who Night. Not Who Night, Grinch Night. So of course all the citizens of Whoville, all the Who's, lock the windows, lock the doors, and were hiding from the Grinch, because they were afraid of being terrorized by the Grinch on his night. So of course the Grinch is all excited and everything else. Oh, we're gonna get those Who, we're gonna get the Who's again on Grinch Night, because it's my night, so we're gonna get them. And so of course he strings up his dog Max to take down his scary, I guess you would say his haunted house gadget, down the Grinch Mountain into Whoville. Along the way, he had this kid who was one of the Who's, leaves his house, and he has to go to the bathroom. He actually used it. He didn't say bathroom. He used something else. Like, oh, gotta go here. So he goes out of the house. He gets swept up by the wind and gets blown onto the Grinch's mountain. I mean, of course, obviously, he went into the Grinch and he stalls him. I think he purposely did that because he wanted to stall the Grinch at all costs. So he wouldn't come into the town and terrorize the town. So he says, "Oh, you don't scare me. I know who you are. You're the Grinch. You don't scare me." I said, "Are you really?" Well, first he really starts off with, "Are you really the Grinch?" And he says, "Of course I'm the Grinch." And he starts like a little scare into the kid. But the kid didn't get he stood his ground, even though he was, literally shitting in his pants. But he held his ground and said, "Oh, you don't scare me, Grinch. He goes, nah, you can't scare me." So, what the Grinch did was, of course, he scares the kid even more. And of course, to make the kid go away, so you go into the town and scare the Who's in Whoville. Meanwhile, this kid, Uriah, he stalled the Grinch so that the winds died down and it was no longer quote unquote Grinch Night. But it's kind of silly. I mean, also because the wind died down, I can't scare him on my night. That's what he should have done. But delayed him so that he couldn't scare the kids anymore, the Who's anymore. So he decided to turn around and go back. And he ordered, uh, he ordered Max to turn the wagon around, and the Grinch wouldn't go around anymore. And Max says, "Forget you, I had enough abuse from you." So he goes with the kid Yukariah, and Yukariah took him home, and that's how the show ended. And of course, the Grinch uh, says, "I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back real soon. I want to get him. I want to get those Who's. One of these days sooner or later, I want to get them." I don't know why he didn't continue going back down the hill himself and scare the Who's anyway. But of course, considering the show's only about 25 minutes long, he says, okay, he's not, if it was maybe an hour long, he said, the hell with this, screw this kid, I'm gonna go down anyway. But this kid beat the Grinch, and this nerd. It actually was a nerdy Who. Delayed the Grinch so that he didn't scare him, and that's pretty much how this episode went. Is it the best episode? The best Halloween show ever? No, I think it's pretty. I think that show itself was actually kind of forgettable because I never even heard of it until my friend Chris Lee Moore was doing a review on it. So I said, oh, maybe we should check this video out. See if we can find it on YouTube, and I did. And I literally just finished watching this before I did this review. And for the show itself, I think it's okay. I mean, is it better than The Grinch Stole Christmas? No. I think one thing that's scary. I think there was one Grinch special that's scarier than this one. Was The Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat. I do remember there was one show with The Grinch versus the Cat in the Hat. And I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. Maybe we could try and find it before the week is over, before Halloween comes, and do a review on it. But for I think the Grinch vs. the Cat in the Hat was scarier than this thing was, because he had the two most famous, other than maybe Horn and the Elephant, the two most famous characters that Dr. Seuss ever created, going against one another. I think that's more fun for Dr. Seuss fans, and maybe a little bit scary than this thing was. It was a little bit scary, but of course, since I'm not 6 years old anymore. But it's talking about a show that's almost 40-year-old show. So of course, naturally, the older you are, the less scared you're going to get over something like an animated show like this. But I say for little kids might get scared of the Grinch in this show. I think you get more scared of the Grinch in the Christmas one than How the Grinch Stole Christmas than Halloween Is Grinch Night. But there is some scary images in this thing, especially when the Grinch went full out to scare this kid. Especially when the kid went into the haunted house, or the Grinch's version of a haunted house. It's just like a big canister or a big wagon. That's trying to scare the kid with it. And the Grinch opened up the haunted house, and the kid tried to get scared, and amazingly, the kid held his ground again to the Grinch. So I think it's kind of fun, to see the Grinch in full scare mode, which you really didn't see all that much in the Grinch That Stole Christmas special, which is a classic. I mean, he was a mean, bitter creature, but in this one, he's trying to be scary. And of course, actually, like I said earlier, since Boris Karloff wasn't doing the voice of the Grinch, and Hans Conried, who was the voice of Captain Hook, and like I said earlier, was the voice of Captain Hook in the Disney version of Peter Pan, a Disney animated film Peter Pan, he came with a different attitude. I think Boris Karloff has a scarier voice, and a little more menacing than Hans Conried. I mean, he did a great job voicing the Grinch, and I'm disparaging him at all. He has a great voice, a great powerful voice to do an animated cartoon. But for him to be scary, we could debate if he has a scary voice or not. I mean, we could debate it all day long. But to me, it wasn't as scary as Boris Karloff. I mean, you're talking about a horror movie legend, compared to Hans Conrad, who is, I don't think he's so much of a horror movie legend. Just an anime, maybe an anime legend, maybe, but not a horror movie legend or cartoon legend. Just really scare the crap out of you. His voice is scary. I mean, it is a menacing voice and a big, loud voice, but scary? No. I say, will you be scared with my voice? I don't think so. My face maybe, but not my voice. And you know, self-deprecating humor there. But that's my take on this thing. It's not that his voice is not as scary. He does a good performance as the Grinch, but not as good as the Great Boss Koloff did 11 years earlier when he was the voice of the Grinch and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But I'm not saying it's not a bad show. It's the first time I can remember actually watching Halloween Is Grinch Night, and I think it's entertaining enough and it's scary enough for kids for a Halloween special. So I do recommend it, but it's not as good as How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's definitely not as good as that. So that's my review of my take on Halloween Is Grinch Night. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel and please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com. That's OWDY.com. There's a homepage to the Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore. Please check out all of his videos as well on all of his content on his website. Thanks for watching and catch you next time.